What a game, man. That was a Premier League classic. Liverpool just broke Newcastle's hearts in the last minutes. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy, that's my 21. As always, remember to like and subscribe for more algorithm. Anyway, let's get into it. I mean, going into this game was the whole Isak saga, his future club, the club that he wants to join and he could join in the future against his current club. He's not even in the squad. I don't even know if he was watching this game, but I'm pretty sure he was. I mean, when we look at the lineups, let's start with the home team. I wasn't a big fan of this whole Gordon down the middle because I feel like he's best out wide on that left-hand side. I mean, what more could Asula do to get a chance? Like, surely he's not that. Surely he's not that. Eddie Howe doesn't trust him that much to play down the middle. If you don't want to, like, if you're playing Gordon there, and to be fair to them, I did think that midfield, they were going into this game. I just feel like they were going to dominate that Liverpool midfield, and most likely that's what happened out of the case. But then we'll get into that. The Liverpool lineup, so was like right back. That was a shock. I mean, Bradley was on the bench. I thought maybe he'd start that game. Hell, even Gomez maybe at right back. We've seen that a couple of times, but Szoboszlai at right back really shocked me. And to be fair to him, he held it down really, really well. I mean, that was a good performance against Harvey Barnes. I did feel like in the first half, Barnes was their outlet, but he held his own against him. And then obviously midfield, Gravenberch was back in the midfield for them, and boy, did they miss him. But McAllister was out, and you could see how much they missed McAllister. I did think last season McAllister was probably Liverpool's most consistent performer, as he was really, really good from start to finish, and you could see he missed him so much because in these games, I feel like him and Bruno Guimaraes could have gone toe to toe in that midfield. But the attack, I mean, it picked itself. I mean, Gakpo is the man. Ekitike, the man who they signed, we'll get into him, and obviously the man on the right, the Egyptian king, Mo Salah. The first goal comes from Ryan Gravenberch. I mean, what a goal it was. I mean, Pope literally was frozen to the spot. I mean, maybe if Shah doesn't touch it, it goes straight into him. But in that first half, I did feel like Newcastle were playing to the occasion and Liverpool playing to the game. And it was costing them because after like Liverpool scored the first goal, like you saw it got to their heads. And I mean, if there was a moment that encapsulated the whole game, it's the golden red card. I mean, I don't know what he's thinking about. I mean, Van Dijk even looked at him and was like, yo, what are you doing, bro? And obviously he got sent off, rightfully so. And then they go into half time. What I was thinking is maybe Joe Linton is going to stick Joe Linton up top as like a target man, or maybe bring on Asula and sacrifice maybe Harvey Barnes. But then within seconds, Liverpool score again, courtesy of Hugo Ekitike. And let's talk about Ekitike. I mean, he's been really, really good for them. Like, that goal was really, really well taken. What's that now? 3 games played, 3 goals. And he's improved that left-hand side so much. I mean, Gakpo as well. He's someone that's grown upon me because when I saw him under Klopp was utilising him as a striker and it just wasn't working. And ever since Slott's come into the side, he's really moved him out wide to the left where he's best. And you've seen his best performances. I mean, what's that goal? Was that 2 assists this game? He scored it last week against Bournemouth. Was that goal and 2 assists? He's been really, really good for them. And Ekitike, man, I mean, that Isak, do you really need Isak? What, 150 million on Isak when you can spend that in your defence and midfield? I mean, you're just going to sign him for the sake of signing him. I don't think you don't need him. But anyway, that's just my thoughts. I mean, and yeah, man, 2-0 up. They were in cruise control. Let's talk about Florian Wirtz. He wasn't his best performance this game. I don't think this was the type of game for him. I thought Klopp should have taken him off. I would have, at half after Liverpool scored, I would have taken off him, brought on Bradley and moved Szoboszlai back into midfield because it just wasn't his type of game. And yo, that midfield was just Newcastle's midfield is just one of the most physical midfielders in the world. And for a guy like Florian Wirtz, it just wasn't his game. And honestly, like, he hasn't really started well since he joined Liverpool, man. And there's no way to sugarcoat it. But I think he'll get good with more time. I think he just needs to adjust to the league. But next week it's Arsenal. I mean, first week he played Bournemouth. Was it Adam Scott, Tyler Adams? This week it was Bruno G, Tonali, Joe Linton. Next week it's Rice, who's also a physically imposing midfielder. It's not going to get easy, but I do think with time he will adjust to the league. Then let's talk about Newcastle. they make the comeback. The first goal scored by their captain, Bruno Guimaraes. I don't know what Milos Kerkez was doing for that goal. Defensively, he was suspect. He was sus, and that goal woke up Newcastle, and the St James's Park just literally rose, and that crowd became the 12th man. And boy, oh boy, did that wake them up. I mean, Newcastle, they turned that game into a basketball game, and for me, I felt like Liverpool should have slowed that game down, maybe started to ping it around. And Curtis Jones in this game, for me, I don't know, like, I thought this would be a good game for him, but I wasn't impressed with his performance, in my opinion. I thought he could have done more. There was like times where he was driving, I was like, okay, release it now, and he overhit the pass, or he underhit, and I was disappointed in him. And then at the end, Newcastle get the goal scored by William Osula, and what a goal it was. I mean, remember, I did my if you follow my TikToks, that's my 21. I did say once to watch every Premier League team. I picked Osula. I was like, if given a chance, he might surprise you. He might surprise people. And what a goal it was, man. And at that point, I was thinking, you know what, a point is a fair result, because I thought up until that set goal, Newcastle were the better team. Liverpool weren't that good in the second half, because I don't know what's wrong with that midfield, man. Like, they're too wide open on transition. Like, they need like a Fabinho type midfielder who knows is just gonna sit there and protect that back line and protect them from any transactions. What the hell? Anyway, they get the equalizer, and I'm thinking a point's a fair result. I think Liverpool could in the first half, Newcastle became the better team in the second half. And then Rio Ngumoha. I mean, I was debating, should you bring him on this game? But I was like, you know what? He's too young. A game like this is not Rio. I was like, you bring Rio on like what Arsenal did with Max Stallman. You're 4-0 up, cruising to the good. Then you bring on a youngster like him. I thought maybe like a Carabao Cup game was where he should get maybe his first appearance. Or maybe like another game with like 4-0 up, got 10 minutes and let him come on. But a game like this, 2-2. But what a call by Slot that was, and he essentially gets the winner. I mean, it was some good link-up play on the right-hand side, and then the cross comes in. Szoboszlai was really, really good, attracting Livramento, dummies, and Rio Ngumoha was just wide open on the back post. I did look back at that goal, and I did think I think it was Elanga, he could have done better. Like, maybe he could have just come into that right half space, because he was in acres of space, and he could have taken a touch. And I think he hit that first time, and what a goal it was. What a way to announce yourself. I mean, pre-season, again, I told everyone to invest your stocks in this kid, and if you invested your stocks, you never know. Anyway, the game finished there, 3-2 Liverpool with the win, and now that's 2 games played for Liverpool, 2 wins. I mean, both of the wins, they left it late, and Newcastle winless in both their games, drew against Villa first game, 3-2 defeat in this game. For Liverpool, I mean, a sign of a good team is to win when you don't deserve to win, and they've done that really, really well. It's a matter of when Liverpool kick into like that, but I think they'll get good as the season goes on. However, I do think maybe they might need to spend some money. I think they need another attacker, man, and particularly a striker, because when you got that front three of Salah, Ekitike, Gakpo, obviously Diaz and Nunez left. Jota, that's unfortunate. RIP. You don't really have another option. The only other 2 options you have are Chiesa and Harvey Elliott, and young Rio Ngumoha. I don't know if they've got an academy player. I mean, I don't know if Jadon Danns is still on the books. You got him. But yeah, you've only got those 3, and essentially Harvey Elliott, who's like a hybrid right winger, more of a number 10. Chiesa, despite he hasn't been really given a chance, but can play across both sides. I do think maybe they need another attacker. Maybe another 9. You could maybe get back up to Ekitike, or another essentially that. And I also think they need another body in midfield, because not essentially a number 10, maybe a number 8, number 6, someone like a Angelo Stella, Lucien Ogume, someone like that. Basically, when, for example, when McAllister's out, for example, for like a game like this, if he's to come in, he could just slot in. Or if Gravenberch's out, he needs to come in, he could just slot in. And I also think you need another centre-back, because you've only got 2 centre-backs right now. Well, I lied. You got, 4 centre-backs? Van Dijk, Konate are 2 starting centre-backs. Konate has shown you that he is injury-prone. And since the start of the season, he has been moving a little shaky, because I don't know if his mind's on Madrid. I don't know. Time will tell. And then you got the young centre back in Leone. He's a really good youngster, but I did feel like maybe they could have kept him out on loan one more season just to get ready, because I don't think he's ready. Look, he was good for he looked good in bits last season for Napoli. Sorry, that was a fly there. For Napoli and not for Napoli. He looked good against Napoli when he played against Lukaku, but I don't think he's ready yet. Joe Gomez, he's injury prone. You can't really rely on him. But other than that, I do think Liverpool may need another defender in the market. Sorry. Yeah. As for Newcastle, that's a good performance, man. That type of performance can kickstart a season. That was a really good performance. I think the bad team lost and the team that played bad won. But overall, Liverpool, I'm judging you lot against Arsenal. That's a big test for me. And I actually think, because it's at Anfield, I think you lot will draw. But if that game was at Emirates, I would have had you lot losing, because I just look at Arsenal, man. Obviously, there's no Saka and Odegaard might not play that game, but I think defensively they're much better than you. If they score first, I don't think you lot are winning, because they can just shut that. They can just park that. No team. I don't think there's many teams that park a bus as well as Arsenal do. If you lot score first, I think you lot win, but I do have Arsenal winning. But if you can walk away from that game with a win or even a draw, I mean, that's that. 3 games played, 2 wins and a draw, and essentially, like, that's a good start to the season, man. Anyway, overall, that's my thoughts on the game. Comment below who was your man of the match. My man of the match, I'll say Van Dijk. I think he had a really solid. He had a really top performance. That was the leader's performance at the back. In fact, let me even get some individual performances. I mean, first of all, Van Dijk, that was the leader's performance at the back, a captain's performance. That was the type of performance that reminded everyone that he's a top centre back in the world. Speaking of one captain to the other captain, Bruno Guimaraes, that was a salute, man. You started the comeback for Newcastle. That was a top performance. And honestly, bro, that was a midfield general performance. And I honestly think him, McAllister, and Reinders are the 3 best, like, number 8s in the league. And honestly, shout out to Szoboszlai as well at right back. He was really good for Liverpool, man. To come in and play a position that you haven't really played before, and to play against Harvey Barnes, one of the more trickier wingers, and he held it really well he held it on against him really well. That's a big performance by him. Alisson in goal was really great for him. I mean, he's the best goalkeeper in the league. Him and Courtois in the world are the other 2 of the best, and he proved it again tonight, man. And honestly, big up him, man. But I'll say Van Dijk was my man of the match. So yeah, comment below who was your man of the match, and comment what you learned about the game. And as always, remember to like and subscribe for more algorithm. Peace.